Hi, my name is Keegan Gallagher, and I am currently taking computer science and software engineering at Gull Lake. So far, I've been working on Python coding in Pycharm, GitKraken, and Github, and I've been working on an info tech center for a car. So basically, just information a car would give you. This is fake, and it doesn't have any actual sensors, but it simulates having sensors, so it gives you random numbers. And basically, how I made it was I downloaded GitKraken, Pycharm, and I used GitHub. Essentially, Pycharm is where you go to actually write the code and compile, and it will compile everything for you. GitKraken saves everything that you make, so every time you make a new change, you can save it, and there's all these different things. And there's all these different branches, and these are different projects that you can merge together or just have them separate. So if I go into one, it's different than the other. So this one is just this stuff compared to the other one, which was less. Essentially, what you do is then you can put it all in a main, and then you push main out to the remote, which is GitHub. And on GitHub, I can see all the code, and I can see it all here, and this is for public to see. So essentially, I can put everything together with GitKraken. To work on it, I started out in the welcome screen. So I'm going to check out the welcome screen. We're essentially going to go to my workspace for the welcome screen. In the welcome screen, all it says is hello. It will say welcome to the Info Tech Center. It will say it's loading. It will simulate loading. It will put dots, and it loops the dots, but it isn't actually loading anything. Then I also worked on the weather, and the weather essentially simulates different weather patterns and then recommends different things to do in those conditions. So if it's foggy, it just tells you to drive carefully. If it's rain, it tells you to drive carefully. And if it's sunshine, it tells you to drive safely and have a wonderful day. That's essentially all that does. Then I have the gasoline branch, which simulates your gas level. And if I run this, it will give me a random amount of gas. It doesn't have any actual sensors, so it'll say, warning, your tank is empty, calling your emergency contact, or it will say your tank is 3/4, and it says that's plenty of gas to make it to your destination. I am not the one who wrote this code. I wrote it separately on my own. This is a group project that I did with Lauren Dunning and Lucas Campbell, and so I simply added my own parts to it so that we could make Lauren's a lot bigger and have more things to do. So we all separately worked on the gasoline, weather, and welcome screen, and then after that, we had time to work on our own things. So we would go into the dev testing with our different essentially our different systems that we made. So one of us made a cruise control that was Lauren, and she would basically simulate like what speed you would want to go for your car. And I made a radio, and I tried to make it so it would play music, but I couldn't figure out how to use VLM and how to import it. So maybe sometime I will fix that. But right now it will just give you a random song, and essentially we use dev testing so that we can run it, and if there's any problems, it will not mess up the whole main system. And the main system is what's on GitHub, so that's essentially like the system in the car, and what I'm doing is working on IT so that I don't mess up the actual system of the car. So I would say, yes, I want to turn on the radio, and I would pick station 1, pop, and it will give you one of the 3 random songs that I put. Now it will go the navigation services, and you'll put in your address. I'll just put 1 for now. It gives you a random number and generates fake directions. This was Lucas Campbell's addition to our system. And then finally, it asks for cruise control, and if I say no, it will just end. And I learned a lot about this because it helped me I used Python to write all the code, and I was able to use GitHub, GitKraken and Pycharm to work on this project with multiple people. So now this is all public, and we uploaded the entirety of the code with everything that we wrote, including all of our additions. And so when it's on GitHub, anyone can access this and see what we're working on. I would like to thank you for watching my video, and I will be coming back with more projects soon. Have a wonderful day.